Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm roasting one person who passed away in every year of the 20th century. Today I'll be roasting British Prime Minister, 1923 loss, and a man who looks like he was able to grow that mustache because he kept his upper lip stiff for days at a time, Bonar Law. Law's mother wanted to name him Robert after the preacher Robert M'Cheyne, but decided not to because her older son was already named Robert and instead decided to name him after the writer Andrew Bonar. Thank goodness she didn't name him Robert. Having two sons both named Robert is so ridiculous, it's almost as ridiculous as having one son named Bonar. Law's first speech in Parliament was in support of the ongoing Second Boer War, in which Britain operated concentration camps in which tens of thousands of people died, although Law said that if anyone objected to the way that Britain was conducting the war, they're asking it to make war in a peaceful manner. There's a lot that's messed up about that, but mostly it's the fact that Law found it easier to imagine making war in a peaceful manner than, peace. Law lost his seat in the first election after he entered Parliament, but his party leadership liked him so much that they arranged to have him run for a safe seat as soon as one became available. It's really nice for Law that he was so well liked by the leadership, almost as nice as if he'd been liked by the voters. Law was unenthusiastic about one of the biggest controversies of his day, women's suffrage, and said, "The less part we take in this question, the better." Law was something else. It takes a lot of bravery to look at the question of whether half of all people should have any say in who makes the decisions for their communities and say, does it even really matter? Law, who had Ulster Scots heritage, made one of his signature issues preventing home rule in Ireland, basing his objection on how unjust it would be to have Protestant majority Ulster ruled by the Catholic majority in the rest of Ireland. Totally, that's why it would be way more just to have Catholic majority Ireland ruled by the Protestant majority in the rest of the UK. Law once said, "I can imagine no length of resistance to which Ulster will go in which I will not be ready to support them," which was interpreted by many as support for violent resistance. I'd be inclined to agree. After all, Law said that there was no length that Ulster could go to that he couldn't imagine supporting, and if there's one thing we can say about Law, it's that he could definitely imagine violence. Alright, please consider donating to help the family that I sponsor in Gaza. If you'd like to support me or watch bonus videos, please check out my then let me know who else to roast, and join me next time when I'll be roasting U.S. Senator, 1924 loss, and a man who looks like a French bulldog posing as a professor of elocution, Henry Cabot Lodge.